Welcome back, friends. Thank you for joining me for part 3 of Yoga Basics. This is a series designed to equip the new yogi to feel confident walking into any vinyasa class that they might try. I'm Shelby of Shelby Elizabeth Yoga. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be doing open stances today. So we're going to be going through Warrior 2, side angle, triangle, a reverse of all of those, and maybe even a half moon. So you may want to grab a couple blocks. You may want to position yourself near a wall, but we're gonna get to it. So join me at the front of the mat. Go ahead and find Tadasana. Head stacked over shoulders, stacked over hips, over knees, over ankles, nice and tall, feet hip width apart. Go ahead and rotate those palms outward. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, tune in really quickly. Here we go. On your next inhale, circle those arms down, around, and up, reaching high overhead. Big stretch up. Exhale, press the air away, palms down, coming all the way back down to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Nice. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands all the way down. Good. This time, let's inhale, the arms circle down, around, and up. Exhale, as your fingertips spread wide, hinge at the hips, keep a flat back, swan dive down to your first forward fold. Bend those knees a whole heck of a lot if you want. Release your back into a nice spinal release and a little hamstring stretch. Release your neck and your head, you can shake it. Really let that tension go here. Good. On the inhale, rise up to half lift, flat back, gazing down at the ground. Hands come to the shins or they can dangle down in front of you. Exhale, release back down to your forward fold. Inhale, bend those knees really generously and roll up nice and slowly. Slowest person wins. All the way up, nice. Rotate those palms out. Let's inhale again, arms circle down, around, and up. Fill all the way up at the top. Exhale, swan dive back down, forward fold. A little bit quicker this time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, arms circle down, around, and up. Come up with a flat back this time, all the way up to the top. Bring those palms together and down in front of you to prayer heart center. Exhale. Good. Release those hands to your hips now. Pick a foot, doesn't matter which one. Pick it up and send it towards the back of your mat so you're opening towards the long edge of your mat. Toes are pointing towards the corner so you're slightly turned out. On the inhale, arms circle down, around, and up. Exhale, bring those hands down to your thighs as you bend your knees, coming into a goddess squat here, as low as feels good to you. And we're pressing the knees outward here, really getting a nice inner thigh stretch because this is gonna open up the hips so that we can access our Warrior 2, our side angle, our triangle, all of those things a lot more comfortably. So you can add some movement in here. I like to sway back and forth. Yeah, really just sinking down into it. It doesn't have to be pretty. Your shoulders can rise up, it's okay. Let's inhale and get a little bit tall here. And then exhale, send the right shoulder forward. Left shoulder rotates backward. So you're really dipping that right shoulder towards the center of your mat, really putting some force on that right knee in front there. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, switch sides. Send the left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Good. Just get a nice deep stretch in there. Good. Inhale, back up towards center. Exhale, one more good center stretch. And then release that. Inhale, the arms circle down, around, and up. Exhale, hands all the way down to your hips. Step back towards the front of your mat. Nice. Now that we're kind of prepared, we've opened up our hips a little bit already to move forward. Let's go ahead and proceed into our vinyasa flow and eventually into Warrior 2. Here we go. Hands start at prayer at heart center. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, the arms down, around, and up. Big stretch. Exhale, fingertips spread wide. Swan dive with a flat back all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Keep your gaze at the ground. Nice flat back. Exhale, release down. Hands come to the mat. Both feet step back towards the back of your mat, coming into a plank or half plank. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lower down chaturanga, elbows squeezing the sides as you lower all the way down. Good. Inhale, fingertips get a little bit wide. Peel your chest up off the ground. Lift your gaze straight ahead of you. Really engage the low back, the glutes, the hands. Cobra. Exhale, release back down. Replace your hands under your shoulders. Tuck those toes, and then you're gonna lift your hips, send them up towards the ceiling to find downward facing dog. Big bend in the knees. Really press through those knuckles of your hands. Send the hips and the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Find a long spine. And when you're ready, you can begin to pedal this out, getting a nice calf stretch. Good, and then you can find stillness and begin to press your heels towards the ground. It's the ultimate goal, but it's not the most important thing. Remember, we're looking for long length in the spine. And breathe. Good. On your next inhale, the right foot floats up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, send it towards your nose. That right foot steps through in between your hands. So it's directly in between your hands this time, right in the center of your mat. That back foot is gonna rotate down. Toes are gonna point 45 degrees towards the front of your mat. And if you drew a line through this front foot, it would shoot out the heel and it would bisect the arch of your back foot. So it's like we're on a balance beam this time. For our open hip stances, that's what we wanna do. We wanna be on a balance beam. Good, so when you found that position and you're grounding through your feet, rise up on the inhale, left arm first, right arm follows, kind of in a cartwheel motion to come up to warrior two. So the front knee is stacked right over the front ankle. If you need to shorten up your stance to get there, that's okay. Let's be here for now, that's great. The back foot is grounding down powerfully into the ground, right? We're really pressing down through those feet. Long line of energy shooting up through the heel, through that back leg, and up out the top of your head. Arms extend directly out to the sides, nice and parallel with the floor. Our hips are open to the long edge of the mat, so we're not facing forward like this, we're facing the side. But the gaze is over our front right hand, right over that front middle finger. Nice. So in this position, you really want to engage your abs. You want to tuck that tailbone underneath a little bit so your hips are in a nice neutral position, not popped out behind you. Engage those abs, knit the ribs down and in so we're not splayed open like this. And then relax the shoulders down the spine. That's always the last thing to remember, huh? Oh yeah, relax the shoulders. And breathe. Good. Now let's reverse this warrior. So on the inhale, we're gonna flip that front hand over so the palm faces the ceiling, and it's gonna come and lift and reach towards the ceiling while the back hand reaches towards our left thigh. So we're stretching way up towards the ceiling, really engaging the abs to protect the back here. Hand lifts towards the ceiling, big inhale, big side body stretch, keeping the nice bend in the front knee. And then exhale, come back to warrior two. That was reverse warrior. Let's try that again. Inhale, flip that front palm. Stretch up towards the ceiling, dropping the back hand towards the thigh. Big stretch. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Nice. Let's go ahead and straighten that front knee here and just shake it out. Take a little break. We're gonna go into side angle, so we need to have that front thigh rested. All right, here we go. Let's inhale, extend those arms back out and rebend the front knee. Here we go into side angle. We're gonna take the front elbow, put it on the front knee if that feels good. Palm facing up. That top arm extends up, overhead, and if it feels good, it comes right alongside your ear. So you're making this huge diagonal line from the tips of your fingers down through your back heel. So a lot of options here. This is a great option. You can also go ahead and place your hand on the ground, in front or behind your foot, whatever feels good to you. Another great idea here is to have a block. I love the block. I love to put it behind my foot and have a nice big side body stretch here because you really want to try and rotate your chest towards the ceiling. I mean, it's not gonna get there, all the way there, right? But we wanna be open up to the side and kind of yearning open towards the ceiling. So in this position, you also wanna make sure your hips are not up here, right? We still want the nice 90-degree bend in that front knee, and then we wanna kind of try and drop the hips towards the ground. Really engage those abs, engage those glutes. A lot of things to think about here. Inhale. And then exhale, let's come back up to warrior two. And straighten that front knee and shake it out. These are some of my favorite poses, but they're also some of the toastiest for that front leg. Good. On your next inhale, extend those arms back out, rebend that front knee. And we're gonna come back down into our downward dog. So how I like to do this is to drop the front arm first, the back arm kind of circles up and over, and then finds the mat. Both hands find the mat to frame the foot. The back foot pops up onto the toes, so you're in a runner's lunge here. And then right foot steps back to meet left, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, shake it out. If you'd like to take child's pose, please do that. Remember, that's just dropping our knees, dropping our hips, and then forehead to mat or chin to mat, or whatever feels good. A little break before we switch on over and try the other side. All right, when you're ready, inhale, the left foot sweeps up towards the ceiling this time. Exhale, bend that knee, send the knee towards your nose. Step or carry that foot through between your hands, right in the center of your mat. That back foot rotates down, toes point 45 degrees towards the front of your mat. Remember, we're bisecting that back arch, so if you draw a line through your front foot, it should pass right through the center of that back foot. Awesome. Now when you feel nice and grounded through your feet here, inhale, right arm circles up, left arm follows. Warrior two. And make sure you're not leaning forward here, not reaching with that front hand. Remember, we're not warrior on the run. We're nice here in warrior two. So shoulders stacked over top the hips, knee stacked on top of the ankle. Long line of energy through the back heel at the top of your head. Lift your chin nice and high. Proud warrior, right? Gaze over that front hand. Good, let's try reverse warrior on this side. So flip that front palm over. On the inhale, drop the back hand towards your back thigh. Lift the front hand towards the ceiling, reach way up high. Big side body stretch, keep those abs engaged. And then exhale, return back to warrior two. Nice, let's try that again. Flip that palm over to face the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior, keeping that front knee right where it is. Nice bend. Good, exhale back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg, drop your arms, shake it all out. Nice little rest right there. Good, now inhale, extend those arms back out, rebend that front knee, coming back down to warrior two. Let's take side angle. Front elbow finds front knee, or hand to block, or hand to floor, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna take the block here behind my foot. So inhale that top hand over your head so the bicep meets your ear. Big diagonal line from the fingertips through the back heel of your body. Sinking the hips down, engaging the abs, rolling the torso open towards the ceiling. Good, inhale, back up to warrior two. Straighten that leg, shake it out. Ooh. Move your block out of the way. Inhale the arms back out. Exhale down to warrior two. Now coming back into downward facing dog. Front hand circles down, back hand circles up and over. Both hands find the mat, framing the foot. Back foot pops up onto the toes. Left foot steps back to meet right, downward facing dog. Now let's all take a child's pose here. Drop the knees, drop the hips. Lower the forehead down if that feels nice. You can bend the elbows, getting some width in the shoulders, finding space in the neck. Big inhale and a big exhale. Let it go, release. Good. When you're ready, come on back up to tabletop. Tuck those toes under. We're going to come back into downward facing dog, and then we're going to do a warrior two triangle series, okay? I'll walk you through it, don't worry. On inhale, send those hips towards the ceiling, pressing through the knuckles, biceps by the ears, bending the knees as much or as little as you like. Inhale, the right foot floats towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend that knee, sending the foot towards the top of the mat, the same stance that we had before. So right in the center of the mat, Back foot rotates down like you're on a balance beam. Inhale, the arms cartwheel up, one and then the other. Nice warrior two stance. Really engage those abs here. Good. On the inhale this time, we do something interesting. We're gonna straighten this front leg. Not lock it out. There's gonna be micro bend in it still. Straighten that front leg, and then we're gonna start reaching forward with that front hand, and as we reach towards the wall, we're gonna kick this back hip out towards the back wall. So we're really shifting the hips back in space. That makes sense? So we're not keeping neutral hips here. We're really kicking them back out to the side. Did you hear that? My hip totally popped. So on the inhale, we reach towards the front wall. Our hip reaches towards the back wall. And then that front hand can drop down, and it can either be on our thigh, it can be on our shin, it can find a block. This is a great place for a block. I love it so much. And then that back hand circles up towards the ceiling. So it should be kind of perpendicular to the ground, right? Straight up and down. But what we're really looking for here is long length in the underside of the torso. We want both sides of the torso to be equal in length. So what that means is we don't want to be crunched like this, right? See how this side is really crunched and this side is really long? We want to lengthen both sides of the body. Okay, so that takes some core work. It might take coming up on your leg a little bit. That's great. Do what you need to do here. And then when you're ready, roll that torso open towards the ceiling. Gaze up if that feels good on your neck. Or always invitation to gaze forward or down at the mat. Good, so this is triangle, Trikonasana. Good, so keeping a micro bend in that knee, let's come up on the inhale. Really reach and pull with that top hand to bring you up. Your arms come parallel with the ground again. Up here, nice and tall. And then we're gonna take this reverse. We're gonna do a reverse triangle. So it looks a lot like a reverse warrior, just your legs are in a different position, right? That front leg is straight. So on the inhale, flip that front palm up towards the sky. And reach up towards the ceiling as we drop that back hand towards the back thigh. Reach. If you want to keep reaching towards the back wall, do that. It's a nice side opener. Just make sure your abs are engaged to protect your back. And then exhale, we can come back up. Nice, let's try that again. Inhale, flip the palm, drop the back hand, and reach up towards the ceiling. Reverse triangle. Good, and this time when you come back up, rebend that front knee and sink down to warrior two. Exhale. Very nice. Now let's cartwheel those hands down towards the mat to frame that front foot, coming into downward facing dog. Hands frame the foot, find the top of the mat. That foot steps back to meet the back foot, downward facing dog. Invitation to take child's pose here if you want a break. Always feel free to pause the video and come back when you're ready. When you're ready, inhale, the left foot sweeps up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, take it towards your nose, sending that foot towards the front of your mat in the center, right? Finding that balance beam stance, rotate the back foot down. On the inhale, right arm, then left arm, cartwheels up. Finding warrior two. Where's your alignment? Are you stacked right? Stacked nice and tall, nice chin. And find your alignment. Are you stacked, shoulders on hips? Or are you reaching? And where's your chin? Is it nice and lifted, nice and parallel with the ground? Good, warrior two. Now let's go ahead and straighten that front leg, coming into triangle. Remember, micro bend in the knee, don't lock it out. Micro bend. On the inhale, reach forward, reach. That back hip kicks back towards the back of your mat really dramatically. And then exhale that hand down to your shin or your thigh or a block. Remember, we're trying to create a lot of length in the underside of the torso, right? The side of your torso that's near your mat. We want that nice and long. Remember, we're trying to create nice long lines with both sides of the torso here. Top arm reaches towards the ceiling. Good energy out of the hand, out of the fingers. Roll that chest open towards the ceiling. Engage the abs, knit the ribs in. Don't splay out too wide. Good. And on the inhale, use that top hand to pull you back up. so that your arms are parallel with the ground. Let's take a reverse triangle here. So flip that front palm over. Inhale, that back hand sinks towards the back leg. Front arm reaches up towards the ceiling and maybe towards that back wall. Big inhale. Exhale, arms float back to parallel with the ground. Let's do that again. Flip the front palm over. Inhale, it sweeps up towards the ceiling. Drop that back hand. Inhale. Exhale, back to parallel. And breathe, bend that front knee back to warrior two. Get that block out of the way. Inhale, nice and tall here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, front hand, then back hand circles around. Frame the front foot. Back foot pops up on toes. Front foot steps back to meet back foot. Downward facing dog. Good, let's take a nice child's pose here. Drop the knees. Drop the forehead. Create space. And find your breath. Reconnect. Good, when you're ready, come on back up to downward facing dog. We're gonna go into our warrior two, and then we're gonna try a half moon, which is actually my least favorite pose of all time, and I'm terrible at it, and that's okay. We're gonna work through it. On the inhale, lift that right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, send it towards your nose. Carry or step your foot through to the top of your mat. Hands frame the foot. You can rotate that back foot down. We're gonna come into our warrior two here. So inhale, that arm circle up. Nice bend in the knee. Remember, we're at 90 degrees. If you need to pop that back foot in, please do. Good, nice warrior two. Okay, here's where I'm gonna go back and find the wall. If you wanna get up against a wall too, I highly recommend it. But if you don't want to, or you're feeling extra brave today, do it. Do you. I'm gonna come back here because this one's tough for me. Okay, warrior two. You can get out of the way too. Okay, here we are in warrior two. I'm just giggling because I have no idea what might be about to happen. All right, exhale. I would recommend highly here using a block. Exhale your hand to that block. We're gonna shift our weight forward onto this front foot. Okay, all of your weight is coming up to that front foot. Back foot can point and drag up. It's almost like we're doing a warrior three, right? Where we lift that back foot, except that we're open to the side this time. So that top hand reaches up towards the ceiling. As we lift that back leg, rotating the hips so that they're stacked on top of one another. This is why I really like the wall for this, because I can feel where my hips are at in space. I know I'm not rotated forward like this. I know I'm nice and stacked, one on top of the other, perpendicular with the ground. That back foot rotates so that it's pointing straight parallel with the ground too, right? So it can even be rotated up a little bit, but what we don't want is those toes pointing towards the ground, because that means that our hips are starting to close off and we want them to stay nice and open. So once you find that nice open stance, your foot is really energetically flexed and pointing towards the side, lift that hand up over top and find your balance. So the gaze is towards the ceiling if that feels comfortable, or it can be to the side or towards the ground. When I'm not on the wall, I definitely look towards the ground. I just find it to be easier. But find a point and really lock into it. If you fall, just come right back up and try again. No judgment. Good, and when you're ready, I've been ready. Go ahead and drop that back foot, bend the front knee, bend, 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 drop the back foot, and then arms can come back to warrior two. Right? Seems so easy, is it? No, not so much. Okay, so here we are in warrior two. Let's head on back down to downward facing dog. Nice tall inhale. Exhale, the hands cartwheel down to frame the foot. Front foot steps back to downward dog. Nice, take a child's pose, shake it out. Woo. Good job. Inhale, that left foot comes up this time. Exhale, bend the knees, send it towards your nose. Carry or step the foot through to find your warrior two stance. Inhale, come on up. Arms cartwheel to warrior two. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, press those shoulders down. Nice. All right, other side. I'm gonna flip around here. So we're in our nice warrior two stance. Remember that front knee is bent. We're gonna shift our weight forward onto that front foot as we reach towards a block. Or if you don't have a block, you're just shifting your weight forward, your hand coming towards the ground. Shift your weight forward, 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 coming up onto that back toe, that back foot. Hi, plant. That back foot lifts into the sky, toes very, very flexed and facing towards the side so that your foot is parallel with the ground. Hips really open towards the side. Remember, we're not dropping the hip down. We're not facing the ground. We're really facing the side. Engage those abs powerfully and lift that hand towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. We're trying to find length in this underside of the torso, just like we do in triangle. Gaze can be up or towards the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, bend that bottom leg. Bring the top foot down. Come back into warrior two. Let me flip back around here. You did it. One more nice inhale here and a cleansing exhale as we cartwheel the arms down towards the mat, stepping back into downward facing dog. Very nice job, very nice job. Go ahead, drop those knees, drop the hips, drop the forehead. Find a nice resting position, whether that's child's pose or just kneeling in an easy seat, totally up to you. Reconnect with your breath. Good. Come on up to tabletop when you're ready. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. From here, let's cross the ankles. And then sit your hips back past your feet. Kind of walk your hands back. Look, we're in crisscross applesauce. Isn't that fun? Let's scoot towards the front of the mat. Plant your feet flat on the mat. Arms can be extended with the palms facing the ceiling, or you can take your hands underneath your thighs. Either way, we're just gonna roll down to the mat. So it's totally up to you. If you want a little ab work, you can extend your hands. Here we go. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, curve that back and roll down. Bring your knees with you. Give them a nice big hug. This is a huge core workout, doing these open hip stances. Sometimes I can feel my lower back has gotten a workout, so this kind of rolling around like a ball feels really, really good. Go ahead and drop the right foot. Take the left knee into your chest and just make some circles with it. Really whatever feels good on that knee, on that hip, on your back. If anything feels tense, maybe hang out in that position, get a little stretch in, see if you can release any tension you find. Nice. And drop that leg down, bring the other one up, give that knee a nice hug. And then same thing here, just bring motion into it, make some circles, maybe twist a little bit. Hang out in the sticky places. Nice. Bring both knees up to your chest this time. Give them both a nice big squeeze and exhale all the air out of your body. And then inhale, release everything down to the ground. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Really settle in, close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable. Shavasana. Reconnect with your breath. Feel the air moving in and out of your body, replenishing you. Breathing into the feeling of how proud you are of yourself for putting in time on the mat today, for doing some really difficult work today. This stuff isn't easy. It's difficult to learn. It's a lot of things to keep in your mind, and you've done a really good job. I invite you to stay here as long as your schedule allows you to. But if you're ready, go ahead and roll over onto your left side. Bring your left hand behind your head, your right hand in front of your body. Tuck your knees up. And just take a second here on your side before sitting up into an easy seat. When you're ready to rise up, press through that palm into the ground. And meet me in an easy seat, however's comfortable for you. Good. On the inhale, let's take those arms down, around, and up for one more big stretch up towards the sky. Exhale the hands together, palms pressing. And when you're ready, let's take one more big inhale together, arms circle down, around, and up, palms meeting overhead, big stretch. Exhale those palms to prayer at heart center. Good. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes, come back into the room. Thank you for joining me today, friend. I hope you feel really good. I hope you feel proud of yourself for putting in this work. I'm proud of you for putting in this work. If you have any questions at any time, please reach out. You can find that information down below this video. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. We have a lot of fun on Insta, so join us over there. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your lovely day or evening or whatever it is. Go forward in peace and love, my friend. Namaste.